Card Service International presents The Energy of Sales Success with Tom Hopkins. Session 6, The Power, Expanding Your Business. Our quality products and services give you the power to greatly expand your market share. How much business you generate and the success you achieve is all up to you. Develop relationships with satisfied clients to acquire quality introductions to other merchants who could benefit from Card Service International's electronic payment solutions. Our mission to provide the very best service in the transaction processing industry today.
One of the greatest talents I find in a true professional in our industry, and I will guarantee you the highest paid people as sales representatives with Card Service International, those people develop the ability to take a happy client and very nicely get referrals from them. So this process is very important, developing the skill of getting referrals. Now let me begin with a premise. If you start with an attitude that I'm going to give such service, I earn the right to get referrals from the moment you meet a person, that is part of your thinking process. You see, if I were to just say meet Harvey, and I know I'm going to have a long-term relationship with him, he's going to be one of my clients, he'll be a merchant I'll make very happy, I am going to start with an attitude that I'm going to do such a great job for him that he will have no hesitation of helping me meet other merchants who will have needs like his. Now, for you that are just getting started, you need to make a commitment to develop such skill and abilities to present so well, and that they like and trust you so much that when it comes time to get the referrals, they're more than happy to give them to you. Now, make a note, we do not use the term referrals. And the reason I want you to drop that term is because there are people that have decided that they don't give referrals. You see, one of them might have given a referral to someone years ago maybe, and the person they referred to them did a terrible job, and so they said, we'll never give referrals again. So I want you to use the term quality introductions. Now the first key to getting them is you make a commitment you're going to, when you first meet the merchant, do such a good job that you will be able to get quality introductions. You also may try this strategy. And the strategy is something like this. Try these words. Ready? Let's say I'm talking to John now. John, you haven't seen a tremendous amount of national television advertising about my company, Card Service International, have you? Now, what will they say to that question? No, because we don't do a lot of that. You may go a step further and say, and I bet you haven't seen a lot of media print, magazines, newspapers, advertising Card Service International. What will they say to that? No, I haven't. Well, the reason you haven't is we have chosen to build our business in a different way. Instead of spending millions of dollars on advertising, we have decided to give such excellent service that we build our business by earning quality introductions from happy merchants we serve, and thus we save all of that money and allows us to do a better job of serving our clients. Now I bring this up because my goal is to make you so happy that when we complete our transaction, you might be kind enough to give me 2 or 3 quality introductions to other merchants I might serve. Would you have any challenge with that? Now, did you notice the presentation? I'd really like you to work on that, because if you will let them know that the finest way for us to build a business is with happy merchants referring us to other merchants. And not only that, you'll be amazed that if you say this, they start thinking, I like this, I'm going to get excellent service. Now, if you word the presentation like that, many of them will say, well, no, you do your job and you can get me more profitable. Hey, I know other companies I can talk to you about. So right in the beginning, you've set the stage, and you've earned the right to, at least at the end of the transaction, ask for quality introductions. Now let me share something else with you. The reason that many people in sales don't get referrals, which we call quality introductions, is they don't ask for them properly. See, they ask like this: do you know anyone else who might like our services? Well, see, when you ask like that, who are you giving them to think about? Every human being they have ever met. And no one comes to mind. So please make a note and notice our next step. We isolate faces for them to see. That means when we're going through the process, now that we've closed the transaction, we now are doing what we said we're going to do, get 2 or 3 quality introductions. We don't ask, is there anyone else you know? We start by coming up with small groups of people that they know. That way they'll be able to think of people. Now you would start the process kind of like this. Now again, let's say the ideal scenario is you have done all the paperwork, you've gotten the voided check, they've approved everything, and no one else is in the store. See, you possibly might have to come back for this part of the process if they're real busy. But let's say that there's no one in the store. And I might now say, Mary, do you remember a half hour ago when we got started? I told you how we built our business at Card Service International and told you that we give such a great service that we really like to then ask for some quality introductions. Well, based on what we've done here, are you happy about, well, being one of our new clients? Well, if you've done the job, what will they say to that? Yes. Well, yes. So now I would like to ask for that 2 or 3 names you might think of that I might also serve. Now, immediately start her easily. By the way, would you happen to have any friends or relatives that have a small business like yours? See, right away, friends or relatives, small groups. Then you might say, well, think about people that have a business like you they're here in the community. You know, I notice you're a member of the Rotary. Do you go to the meetings? Oh, I haven't missed a one. Think about the people at Rotary. Who might I be able to serve? Now, I also like you to make a note. The next item, take out 3 3x5 cards when you begin the process. Now, it's very important that they see the 3 cards so they know that you said earlier you'd give me 3 quality introductions. Now is the time. Here are the 3 cards. Once I have these, you've done what you've promised. So they must see the 3 cards. Take the first card when you're asking for that first introduction. So thinking about maybe friends or relatives that might be in a business like yours, or have a small business, or someone that you know that has a small business. Well, you know what? Bob and Mary Brown, yes, they do the same thing we do. Take the first card, write Bob and Mary Brown. Set it down. Take second card. Okay, and I noticed that you go to the Rotary meetings. Anyone in Rotary? You know, Bill Smith. Bill Smith. Drop second card. All I want you to get on each card is the name only. Third card. Now, if they're really stumbling, you know, I can't think of anyone else, then just say, well, let's just work with these 2. Pick up first card and start asking qualifying questions. Now, what kind of business do they have? Well, they're a small sporting goods store. And I know I was talking to them. They haven't had this service either. Write that down. How long have you known these folks? Oh, gosh, 8 years. Write that down. Then, here's a very important question. When I ask you to think of someone, what brought them to your mind? See, I want them to think about why they popped into their mind. Well, I know after we talked, they said that they really should consider this too. All right? then the next thing you want to do is you've made some notes, you've asked qualifying questions, then simply say, now, may I have your permission to let them know that you're happy with what we've done for you? Oh, yes, please, let them know. And then I would like you to end the presentation by simply saying, I promise you I'll contact them and give them excellent service too. Now, why do I want you to say, I promise you I'll contact them? That is how you're going to begin your presentation when you call them or go by. See, let's say they gave me Bob Smith, and let's say it's a sporting goods store. I would call Mr. Smith. Hi, Mr. Smith, you don't know me. We have a mutual acquaintance. In fact, so-and-so mentioned you have a business like theirs, and I promised I would get in touch with you. You with me on that? It adds to the whole credibility of going to visit them, all right? So I really hope you'll work on those steps. And don't forget any of this. You've got to use the 3x5 cards. They see the number. You've got to get the commitment. If you do the job, they'll allow you to ask for the quality introductions. And then follow each step. You may want to review this tape more than once so that you really see and feel how it works. One thing that will happen to you, you'll be nervous at first, like everything we're talking about. But when you make it work and you walk out with 3 qualified leads you generated, people who will talk to you because they know this person, people that will be one of the easiest closings you'll ever have, all of a sudden you're going to get so excited that you'll build into your selling repertoire that every time you go into a presentation, you are looking through that person to at least 3 other merchants you can serve. Start with that attitude. I love it when I have someone who's brand new, like many of you watching this system. I know when you're brand new, you haven't formed your habits, you haven't got your work schedules down yet. Start in the very beginning with a commitment to do such a great job that you'll earn the right for at least 3 quality introductions. You'll love this part of the business. Now, next I want to talk about 3 of the most important words we all have got to never forget. And I'd love you to score them in your book. Keep in touch. It is so sad, the amount of business that is lost because sales representatives will not keep in touch with their clients, will not go back, will not keep them updated, will not look for add-on sales. So, of course, the phone call is very important. I think if after you've closed everything, if 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, you call that business and Mary answers the phone. Hi, Mary, this is Tom Hopkins with Card Service International. How are you today? Well, fine, Tom. Is everything okay? Some of them will be a little nervous. You know, why are you calling? It's all done. And just smile and say, I just thought I'd follow up and see how you're doing. And again, let you know that we are so proud to have you as one of our merchants. Are things going well? Oh, things are going well. Any questions I can answer? No, everything is super. Well, good. I'll be in touch. You'd be amazed if you'll periodically set your clients up for a little call, how they'll look forward to talking with you. And you've done the one thing that most salespeople don't do. Most salespeople earn their income and they're done with that client. Do not be that way. I've always had a philosophy. Once you're my client, you're always my client. And I will keep in touch with you and we will develop a long-term relationship for the rest of your business life. Have that philosophy. Also, do you remember earlier in a session, I said don't get stuck in a rut. Drive by a different way to and from work. Do the same thing in this area. Make a commitment to have a number of your merchants you're just going to pop by and say hi to. To just walk in and all of a sudden you walk in and there's Carol's, she's there. Hi, Carol, I only got a second. Wanted to say hi. How's it going? Any questions? Any challenges? No? Have a great day. That 15 seconds will mean so much to the merchant. And you are earning the right